we're gonna talk about some serious stuff here. Well, I mean everything is serious, but this is something that's really, really, really serious to me, and it's about the former Tulsa sheriff, the Tulsa County Sheriff Deputy, Reserve Deputy, Robert Bates, was sentenced to 4 years in prison Tuesday for killing Eric Harris. Um, I have to have full disclaimer. You know, I'm a law enforcement professional myself. I've been in law enforcement for 23 years. If you add the military, you add 6 years to that. This is very near and dear to my heart. Um, we got to do better. You know, we really do. We have to do better. We are trained. We are professional. We are the last line of defense. We got to do better than this. Okay. One, he shouldn't have never been allowed to be on a high stress, high incident team. Period. If you want to volunteer and you want to, you know, because we used to have, and we still do, have where you have almost like shadow riders where, you know, they'll ride with you if you're in patrol or some other unit, and they would be in a position where, you know, we get out the car and stuff, and they would stand there off to the side, don't get involved. You know, where they have a radio, so you know everything. If something goes bad or something like that, they'll be able to call for help. You know, but to have this, you know, and again, everybody wants to say, "Oh, we're too old," this, that, and the third. I'm not even going with the oldness. The fact of the matter, he was untrained. He was untrained. He shouldn't have been there. You know, you have trained officers like when a taser, he wanted to use a taser, or that's according to him, right? When the taser first came out, there was a few, not a whole lot, but a few incidents where a cop thought that he had his taser in his hand and he had his gun. He or she had a gun, and they fired. If I'm not mistaken, the story or the movie Fruitville Station was based on just that. I mean, so you know, it had a few instances here and there in the beginning, but I know they're few and far between now. And the fact of the matter, you know, you're trained. You're trained. That's a high stress incident. You know, a gun sale was going down. You know, they boxed him in. He was in the car. He felt something was going wrong. He bailed out the car, ran down the street, got tackled. It wasn't like he was fighting. He wasn't trying to have his hands put behind his back, you know, so he was struggling as far as that. But you know, I see some people talk about, oh well, he shouldn't have been fighting the police. He wasn't fighting. Fighting is, I'm squared up with you, I'm kicking you, I'm punching you, you kicking me, you punch me. That's a fight. Okay. The vast public need to know this. Okay. Take it from somebody who has been in law enforcement for, you know, a quarter century at least. Okay. The average person, not criminal, the average person does not want to go to jail. The average person does not like handcuffs put on them. The average person does not want their liberty taken. Okay? I don't care what color you are, what you've done. Even the most hardened criminals that know that they got crack or they just committed a robbery, they don't want to go to jail. Just like if you driving around in a car that, you know, we used to can arrest if your tag was expired more than 6 months. You know, you don't know that. You going through something. Let's say you got cancer or something like that. You going through something. You not really, you know, going through a divorce. You're not really up on that, and you got to go to jail. Okay, because your license is suspended because you didn't pay a ticket or something like that. You don't want to turn around and put your hands behind your back. Now, some people say, well, you know, Rich, if it was me and the cop told me to turn around and put my hands behind my back, I'd do that. Bull crap. Okay? Bull crap. Take it from me. The majority of people, when you get somebody that turns around, like you say, ma'am, sir, turn around, put your hands behind your back. It's few and far between when you get somebody that just, yes, sir, just immediately turns around and put, I mean, I'm not saying now, if I was to say that everybody tenses up and and don't follow your instructions, then that'd be a lie. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the act of when we see in the movies where you tell somebody to turn around, put their hands behind your back, and they immediately do that, that don't necessarily happen all the time. You know, you get the slow walkers, you get the people who try to talk you out of it. You get the people that want to understand. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Also, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? And then yeah, you get the people that just want to run from you, and you get the people that want to fight with you. But this wasn't the case. The man didn't want to go to jail. You know, he's a criminal. Their job is to get away. You know what I'm saying? We understand that. At least most of us understand that you might need to chase this person today. Okay, this person might not want to turn around and go to jail today. Okay, but that's getting off on a little tangent. The fact that this man, untrained, because um, he had so many friends, including the sheriff. He gave so much money for equipment and stuff like that. He felt that hey, he was the man. You know, he can come out there and help out and this, that, and the third. I mean, come on now, come on. You know, you need to do better than this. You know, organization you do better. And then what makes it even worse is now you falsifying documents, trying to backdate stuff, and all this that. You know, I mean, people need to understand. Look, the worst. Okay, the worst of it is the lying afterward or the cover up. That's the worst. You know, one of my chiefs used to say, you know, certain mistakes that you make are survivable, and some of them are terminal. And I don't mean terminal as you die. It's like your career's over. You know, hey, you might not survive this, okay? But you definitely won't survive it if you start lying at the end. You know, lying and covering stuff up. You know, mistakes happen. You know, mistakes happen. But this wasn't a mistake. This was gross negligence. It really was. It really was in every facet. So I'm sorry, he's 74. You know, he has a full family and stuff, but he took a man's life, and he deserves to be punished. You know, 4 years to me for a 74-year-old man, 4 years to me is about right. If he was 50, if he was 40, I would be outraged with 4 years. But we all know that he's not gonna do 4 years. Okay, he ain't gonna do 4 years. He might do 12, 18 months, get out on good behavior, this, that, the third. If he gets sick or something like that, they might go ahead on and let him out. But he ain't gonna do 4 years. But the fact of the matter is, he was untrained. He made a mistake. He took a person's life, and he deserves to be punished for it. You know, and everybody who was involved in the cover up not only need to lose their job. Now I'm reading that the sheriff resigned before all of this, you know, but everybody, I'm talking about everybody who was down with the cover up need to be gone. And not only be gone, you need to face charges. You know, I've always been the type of person to be like, everybody deserves their day in court. Sometimes the guilty is going to get off. They're going to get a not guilty, a not guilty verdict or an acquittal. But you need to go to court, and you need to be face trial, and you need to understand that there are consequences and repercussions to everything you do. You know, a lot of people say, well, you know, this is a free country. I can do what I want to do. I can say what I want to say. I'm grown, this, that, and the third. But you need to understand that there's a caveat to that. You know, yes, you can say what you want to say. Yes, you can do almost what you want to do. This is a free country, and you're an adult. But there are consequences and repercussions to everything we do, good and bad. See, that's what people want to say what they want to say. They want to do what they want to do. Say sorry, and that's cool. Or some people don't even say sorry. It's just, hey, it is what it is. I'm gone. But no, there's consequences and repercussions to everything you do. Everything you do. So in this instance, I'm sorry for you. You know, you took a man's life, and excuse me, you took a man's life, and hey, you got to pay the consequences. Now, I'm not a bleeding heart to say that you know this Mr. Harris was a angel. No, he wasn't an angel. You know, but he deserved to die then. Not like that. You know. Now again, I'm the type of person. If somebody bum rush you, Okay, somebody points a gun at you, somebody points a knife at you, rushes you, and you got to drop on them. Hey, that person got to go. Okay, that person got to go. But I also feel that, and through the grace of God, I've always had a good mouthpiece. And I think that we as law enforcement officers need to spend just enough time. Excuse me. So I'm sorry. Let me get this right. We need to spend the same exact time learning how to talk to different people as we do learning how, in defensive tactics and shooting on the gun range and this, that, and the third, because it's protect and serve. Okay, it's protect and serve all the people. Even if you got to run, like we'll run up to somebody. Okay, um, wrestle them down to the floor. Maybe they got a little skint knee, or they out of breath or whatever. It's done. Okay, we got them. We put them in handcuffs. We bring them to the car. Now you go into the protecting and serving. Sir, ma'am, are you okay? Do you need medical attention? Do you need some water? If you got sprays, stuff like that. Okay, I'm not going to put you in a hot car and close the door. Maybe either I'll let you swing your legs out so you can get some of the air. Maybe I might open the cage in the back, turn the AC on high, and let you get some of that. It's not personal. I think every time law enforcement officers take things personal, like it is a personal attack on you that this person did not want to go to jail, or it's a personal attack on you because this person wanted to run because they didn't want to go to jail. Every time we take it personal, that's when we get in trouble. When you sit back and you be like, hey, I got to do my job, when you do stuff like that, 9 out of 10 times, you have a positive outcome. And let me tell you something. You treat people with respect, they can see you 5, 10, 15 years later, and they will remember you as the person who showed them respect. Even though you had to tase them, you had to use an ass baton on them, you had to arrest them. They will come. It has happened to me more than I can tell you, more than I can remember. Somebody say, hey, I know you might not remember me, but I appreciate the way you treated me when you arrested me 5 years ago, or you allowed me you took me outside away from my kids so my kids couldn't, didn't see me going to jail, didn't see the handcuffs on me. Certain people, you can't do that. That's always nuts. It's like the bell curve theory. So there's about 10% of people that, hey, they just won't allow you to be nice to them at all. Okay? But the overwhelming majority of the people, all you have to do is show some little respect and let them know, hey, something you did brought me here. Okay? Somebody called on you. I didn't just come up and say, hey, I want to mess with you. I want to screw your whole life up. So let's get this done. Put your hand behind your back, or if you got kids, hey, look, I'm going to walk you outside. I got to keep my hands on you. Okay? Walk you outside, get to the car. I put the handcuffs on you there. Why? Because you got screaming kids in here. You got little children, and I don't want to see them like that. Now you understand. We go outside, you break bad, we got to tear everything up. Okay? Because you're going to jail. But why can't you, we need to learn how to do that. I do it. I've been doing it for 23 years. Okay? All right. Last subject we're going to have is this teacher. This teacher in Texas. English teacher. Her name is Alexandria M. Vera. Now, I've gotten a lot of requests to talk about this. This chick here, she's been having sex with her 8th grade student. Well, you got to think about it. She's been having sex with him for almost 2 years. So that means he wasn't 8th grade. He might have been 7th grade when she started. And she got the nerve to say, just look at some of the quotes that she says that it was approved, not only approved by the boy's parents, but it was celebrated. Okay. Then she said that when she met the young man, it was during summer school, and she thought he was rude at first. Okay, but then the attraction picked up in the fall, and then she say this 13 to 14-year-old boy said this, "Hey teacher, can we hang out?" And she said yes. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I mean, I know I'm a different generation, but at 13, 14 years old, I might have been, ooh, I knew what girls were, but I wouldn't have had the gumption to walk up to my teacher and say, "Hey, can we hang out?" Really? Really? So she trying to say that they was having sex almost daily. So I'm just trying to figure out. I'm like, okay, and because I'm looking at her, and there's a picture on the screen, so you guys can see it too. She gorgeous now. She gorgeous. So you mean to tell me, as fine as you are, you can't find a man closer to your age, maybe older than you, maybe a little bit younger than you, to have sex with? Y'all in love? Really? I mean, really? I mean, in love? He might be in love or in lust or whatever the deal is. I just try to think. I was like, either she crazy or it was good. But then I'm trying to figure out a 13. How good can it be with a 13 or 14-year-old boy? This ain't no man. This ain't even like he a senior. You know what I'm saying? Well, you be like, okay, he's senior. He play on a football team. He bigger than the average bear. He got a little experience or whatever. This boy, 13, 14 years old, 7th, 8th grade. I'm from New York. I can't remember. We didn't even have football teams for the 7th and 8th graders. You had to be 9th grade, and that was the junior varsity. Actually, I think down south, it's 9th grade is like called 9th grade football, and then you have the junior varsity, which is like 10th, summer part of the 11th grade, and then you have the varsity, which is like 11th grade, 12th. Unless you just a straight stud, then you were. But I know a lot of school districts, and even if you a stud, if you're in 9th grade, you still can't pay with the varsity. But she said that this Vera again, she said that she drove the boy around in her car. They kissed. Then the boy's parents wasn't home, so she returned, and the two had sex for the first time. So either she wants us to believe that this 13, 14-year-old kid called her over and crooned her enough to get her panties wet, to get in her whip and drive all the way to his crib, make sure his mama ain't home, and have sex. No, come on, come on, come on. And I'm just trying to figure out what's up. Is something in the water? I mean, because I don't remember. Like I said the first thing, I'm 48. Okay, I've been out of school for over 30 years. I've been out of high school. Now I've been to college and graduate study and stuff like that. But I'm talking about high school. Okay, I graduated in '86. That's 30 years. Okay, is it 30 years? Yeah, yeah, 30. I don't ever remember no teachers looking this good. And I don't ever remember no teachers sleeping with kids. Now then again, you didn't have social media and stuff like that, so I mean, it could have went on. I mean, I think I'd be sort of ignorant if I say it never happened in my high school, but it just wasn't like knowledge. It wasn't common knowledge that it's like every time you turn around, these older teachers, females, having sex with these young boys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then nobody get outraged per se. The parents do, and then you got people who are high in moral content. Well, they'll get pissed off regardless. They'll get upset regardless. But if this role was reversed, where it was a male teacher having sex with a 13, 14, they'd be ready to crucify her. They'd be ready to literally crucify him on the church steps. Okay, but I just don't understand, what the deal is. I mean, I look at it and I'm like, okay, they said that she, and maybe she not even wrapped too tight, because they said that she had denied the relationship. Apparently she had a pregnancy, like she got pregnant by dude, and had a abortion. Okay. But then after all that, after all the lying and all that stuff, then she gives the police her cell phone and allows them to look in it, basically contradicting everything that she said. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. I think they're gonna deal with her, and it's not gonna be pretty. It's really not gonna be pretty. I think she got issues, um, major issues that she need to get checked. Okay, and we'll just leave it at that. Well, that was the end of our first show. I hope it wasn't too bad for you. I hope we learned something. We laughed, understood, and maybe got mad at certain things that we did and said and stuff. But hey, we try to do the best we can. Everything that we say is based on research and truth and stuff like that. That's all we're trying to do is get the truth out and give our opinions. Everybody got an opinion. A lot of people have their opinions and they just don't put it out. So we just decided to put it out. So I appreciate you giving me the time. We shall see you again Wednesday. Wednesday will be our next show. And we'll have 5, maybe 6 new topics based on what we get from the email. Let me give you the email address again. It's BR, one word, BR, live on the mic at gmail.com. You can go and follow us at Twitter at BR live on the mic. Same thing with Instagram. But Instagram is big _ rich _ live _ on _ mic. Also, check out our Facebook page. We just launched it about a week ago. It's filling up fast. Not as fast as I would like it, but it's the same. Big Rich live on the mic on Facebook. So check us out.